So I wish I had this when I was in high school, this information, this technology. I think that it would have saved me a lot of stress and a lot of other things. So, and that's our goal and intention with you guys, to share these things with you early on so that you can really utilize them in your life. All right, so I'm the founder of the Mystical Human School, and it is a school to help us develop our understanding and skills internally so we can develop ourselves to a higher level. We're going to talk more about some of the different disciplines, but I'm going to play this short video for you guys. Very similar to yoga. It's about, do you guys know what Qi is? Can we start there? Qi? Anybody heard of Qi? All right, somebody want to tell me what it is? So life force, what did you say? Okay, so life force. In yoga they call it prana. But when we breathe in, not only are we bringing in oxygen, and when we exhale, carbon comes out, those are gases, but the subtle quality of your breath is Qi, it's energy. And so we're bringing energy into our body. Qigong is learning how to work with your breath and work with your energy and circulate it through your body to create health, to recharge your system. So we're literally like a battery. When your energy is low, or you start getting run down, you don't feel good. Mentally, emotionally, you're less stable. Your physical body starts having things that dysfunction or break down in it. When you have a lot of Qi, you feel really good. You feel stabilized. You feel clear. You can focus. Everything you do is enhanced. Your body, it detoxifies, it heals, it stays at a higher level of functioning. So Qi, so very important. All right. So before we go into the educational part, I just want to share with you guys a little bit more about my background. So in high school, I was into a lot of different sports, track, cross country, swim team. I also played football. I graduated in '99, Boca High, so local. And I got into extreme sports as well. I skateboarded, I had half pipes and skateboarded professionally. I also snowboard, skydive, I've got about 36 skydives. I'm going through the training for AFF for the wingsuits and all that. Pretty awesome, right? You guys seen that stuff? You know what I'm talking about? So you can see here I'm kite surfing, and I'm surfing some big waves up there. So kite surfing is also something really fun in Florida. We get great wind. The waves aren't big like Hawaii, but the wind is really strong often. So I've been doing that for the last 8 years, and it's a blast. And you know, when you're taking these sports to a higher level, you really want to develop yourself in whatever your discipline is. It takes energy, and you have to know how to take care of yourself. You can't just push, and think that you're not going to break, that you're not going to get injured, that you're not going to wear yourself out. A lot of people, I'm 36, a lot of my friends who are my age have multiple injuries, they're stressed out, they feel too old to do a lot of the things that I do. And I know one of the real secrets, or one of the things behind that is that I have learned how to take care of myself at a much greater degree than most people. I know how to recharge, I know how to relax. So let's just see by show of hands, how many of you guys have experienced some stress in your life? Yeah? Stress? Some of you have not had any stress? Good for you guys, good for you. But stress is something that's really, you know, it's like an epidemic in our society, in our world in general. 90% of human suffering is mental, emotional. It's stress. 90% of disease is caused by stress. You guys know that? 90% of disease is caused by stress. And this is mental, emotional uneasiness. So if you're uneasy all the time, it becomes disease. Being uneasy is being stressed. Alright, so we're going to talk about that a little bit today. I'm here to talk to you guys about energy management and breath awareness. We're going to go into some details on that. So here you can see the slide on the left, or the picture on the left. Some of these kids are peeking beyond their blindfold. And that blindfold represents being unconscious. Okay, so a lot of us are walking around kind of like in this unconscious state. We're stressed out, we got a lot on our minds. We're worried about what other people think. You know, we're always trying to compete, compare, and all this stuff. When you start to quiet yourself and get a little bit more centered and touch, you're actually becoming more authentic of a person. You become more authentic. So each one of us is created unique. You have your own gifts and talents, your own personality. You're a beautiful person. You're a masterpiece. So this whole universe, we're the children of the universe, and literally each one of us is a unique manifestation, a unique masterpiece. So learning how to really tune in to be connected with yourself, not just in your thoughts, but really in the deeper part of you, in your spirit, in your heart. So you have to learn how to quiet your mind. We're going to talk a little bit about how to do that. So very important. When we want to develop ourselves beyond, so we can see here, we can learn to be more creative than reactive in our life through awareness. And a deeper self-awareness is cultivated through practice. You guys see the picture down at the bottom right? Is that pretty awesome? You see the progression over thousands of years. We're heading toward this called homoluminescence. It means that we're becoming enlightened. It means that we're waking up to the spiritual nature of our inner being. So this is something that we study in school. We study the science of the world around us. Mathematics, physics, geology, geography. We're looking at, in the microscope, we look at cells. In the telescope, we look at the cosmos, at the stars. We're trying to figure everything out. So science has done a great job of labeling and figuring out how things work. But the esoteric science, or the inner science, is a subjective nature. It's studying what's happening on the inside of a human being, your consciousness. And so learning more about yourself and your consciousness, then we're better equipped to keep a balance in our life. So check this out. 2016, New Year's Day, Boca Raton, we had over 1,500 people come out to a yoga class in Meisner. You can see the picture on the left. It was like a sea of people. It was really awesome. New Year's Day, a lot of people came to celebrate. 1,500. So it was pretty awesome. That was right here in Boca Raton. Studies show many people are turning toward body, mind, and spiritual practice for stress relief, healthy lifestyle, and spiritual fulfillment. And so most of what we know about yoga, from seeing it from the outside, is the asanas. And this is like yoga postures. You guys see up dog, down dog, tree. Those are like common ones. Pretty much everybody's seen that, or seen that there's a billboard or something of somebody doing yoga posture, right? Magazines. So these postures are only just the very tip of the iceberg. And you can see most of the practice, the rest of yoga is under the surface. It's within. So most of it's happening inside. So when you brush your teeth, you're cleaning your teeth, your breath is getting fresher. When you stretch, it's like taking care of yourself in another way. You're releasing the tension out of your body. Everybody builds up tension. It's one of the side effects of stress. Whenever we have stress, it's mental emotional. It's called a psychosomatic response. When you have mental emotional stress, your physical body contracts. You might feel your neck get tight, your back get tight, your stomach get tight. Whenever you get emotional or stressed out, you start to feel your body tighten. It's one of the responses. And so when we learn how to do some of these deeper practices, you actually learn how to reverse the effects of stress. Instead of contracting, you expand. The whole point of Qigong or yoga or meditation is to open up, to expand, to release the tension that's building up physically, emotionally, and mentally, so that you can feel your fullness. Literally, we're living in a universal life support system. So without the earth and the gravity, it's hard to survive. If there was no earth, we'd just be floating through space. We wouldn't last very long, right? If there was no water to drink, the oceans, the rivers, the rain, we would be dehydrated, we would pass away. If there wasn't the warmth and heat of the sun, or the atmosphere holding oxygen and energy close to the earth, we wouldn't survive. So all of these elements are life support structure. The whole universe is life support structure. And literally it flows in. In yoga we teach that there's 72,000 energy channels that create an energetic matrix that's called your energy body. You guys heard of an aura? Anybody heard of an aura? Yeah? Okay. So awesome. So this aura, now science has been able to catch up with what the mystics and the wisdom traditions have been teaching. The human energy field, the DNA, emits photons of light. So you literally have a light that emanates from your body. Every single person in here has a light that emanates from your body. Your light can become dim when your energy is weak, and your light can become bright when your energy is strong. Stress releases your light, so it becomes weak. When you learn how to combat stress or reverse stress, you can open up and you can start charging yourself with more light. You guys, and some of the great Qigong masters like Bruce Lee. Anybody a Bruce Lee fan? Yeah? Okay, awesome. So let's move into energy management. All right, I want to test you guys before I put the slide up. All right. What do you guys think is the number one way that we recharge ourselves? What? Food? Sleep? Anybody else have any? Breath? Yes, exactly. Those are the top ones. All right, so okay, before I go on to, what do you think is the number one way that you waste your energy? That most people, not personally, but most people waste energy. Stress? Yes, you nailed it. Okay, good. We'll take a look at this slide. So you can see here, energy gains on the right. Our breathing is the number one way that we recharge. You're taking 21,400 breaths per day. The yogis have counted. I didn't personally count. This is taught through the traditions of yoga. 21,400 breaths per day. While you're sleeping, you're breathing, you're moving your breath all day long. You can only do it without breath for how long? A few minutes? Right? And then we're done. You can go without sleep for a long time, go without food for a long time, go without water for a long time, but your breathing is your number one way that you're constantly being fed from the universe. As you inhale, literally the air or universe or atmosphere is coming into your body with energy, with oxygen, and recharging you. So we also have food. Now, what kind of food is healthy food? You guys know. Fruits, vegetables, things that are alive, right? Things that are living. All right, now, if you go to McDonald's and you get some, like, whatever Happy Meal, do you think that has a lot of energy in it? No, it does have calories, it does have carbohydrates, it does have protein, it has some of these things, but it doesn't have any energy. So these kind of foods, we call them hollow foods. It actually is harder for your body to process it, so it takes more energy to digest it than it gives you, so it's depleting. When you eat things that are nourishing, they give you more energy than they take to process them in your body. All right, sleep is super important. You guys, really, probably at your age, 8-hour night sleep is very important. Some of you, your mind is too wound up, you don't fall asleep right away. So we can talk about how to take care of that, how to alter your system a little bit at night so that you can sleep deep, profound sleep. We're going to do that through the breathing. Okay, so we have energy coming in. We already talked about cosmic energy coming in from the sun, from the stars. We have energy coming up from the earth. There's energy coming in from trees, and also good energy people. Have anybody experienced, if you've been around like a positive person, you feel like uplifted, you feel charged up, you feel happy, you feel good? And if you're around somebody who's really negative, in bad mood or angry, you can totally feel depleted. You guys ever experienced that? Yeah? All right, that's good stuff. Okay, so here, energy loss, stress, junk food, bad habits, sleep deprivation, energy drinks. Even though you get a little jolt, you're actually depleting yourself because it's kind of like you have a bank account and you go on a shopping spree. You're spending all your money. When you take an energy drink, you're spending all your energy. It doesn't give you energy, it's the floodgate to release all your energy at one time instead of letting it sort of trickle out as needed. Like that. All right, so negative attitude, negative behavior, negative people. Now we move into the next one. Check this out. Breathing the breath, pure energy coming into the body. More than 70% of our life force comes from our breath, from our breathing. It is the main source of nutrition and energy. We recharge ourselves through breathing. Today, you guys are going to learn a couple breathing techniques. All right, so we'll do this together. The first one is called diaphragmatic breathing, or belly breathing. So, most adults are chest breathers. I would say because 90% of adults are in stress, your breathing and your stress level is directly connected. So when you have a stress response, it's called a psychosomatic or a sympathetic nervous response, and your diaphragm gets tight and you end up chest breathing like this. So most adults are chest breathers. When you take a deep breath, we go like this up into your chest. Now, if you watch any baby, like an infant, if you can watch them breathe, if you have a brother or sister or cousin or neighbor or whatever, just observe. Sometime, if you get an opportunity, you're going to see that every breath is in here, like the belly. It's kind of hard to see, but if you can see, my belly's coming out and going in. This is called the diaphragmatic breath. When you inhale, your diaphragm comes down. That's why your belly comes out. This is the healthiest way to breathe. This is meant to be the prime muscle to move your breath in and out of your body. If anybody does sports, anybody's into martial arts, anybody's into singing, or actually just being healthy in general, belly breathing is the way we're all meant to breathe. And so it becomes a habit to be a chest breather when you live in stress. When you have a lot of things that make you uneasy, you end up chest breathing a lot. And after a while, you just do it all the time. You think that's normal, but it's not. That's why the mind goes so fast, because we're constantly in this state. So if we want to alter our state, as soon as we change the breath, we're balancing the nervous system, and we're creating a relaxation response called a parasympathetic or relaxation response. All right, so you guys are going to do this one with me. Just put your left hand right on your belly. Try to sit up straight. Now try not to talk. I know this is exciting stuff. Try not to talk. See if you can close your eyes and just take a deep breath and feel the difference when you inhale down to your belly and let your chest stay down. Inhale. Fill it up. Exhale. Squeeze the belly in tight. Your exhale just as important. Inhale. Exhale. Stay focused, you guys. Inhale. Exhale. Doing good. Inhale. Exhale. Don't talk. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Now you guys keep going. Keep going. If you feel like you're too cool to breathe, there's something wrong with you. You're going to breathe the rest of your life. Today's the day you're getting a little training and education from somebody who's been spending the last 18 years working on mastering this stuff. I want you guys to focus. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. Good. All right. Now just feel the feeling. You feel a little bit like lighter? Feel a little energized? Your mind may be a little clearer? Anybody? Okay? Some of you, now this is your first time. You're getting the information. If you can go home when you're less distracted and practice. Sit out on your patio. Sit on your bed. Do some deep belly breathing. I'm telling you guys, this is one of the biggest things that is going to help you transform your stress into vitality. Calm your mind to feel better in general. I'm going to introduce you guys to another technique. So we're going to do 4-part breath. 4 parts is breathing with a full range of motion. So we did belly. So into your belly first, then you inhale to your chest second. Now your belly and chest are full. Now when you empty the belly, and then the chest. So it's 4 parts like this. All right, come on, let's try. You gotta learn to isolate these different areas. And you're breathing powerfully with a full range of motion in your lungs. In, out, out. In, out, out. In, out, out. A few more. Stay with it, you guys. Go. Out, out. In, out, out. Last one. In, out, out. Good. Now, maybe did you feel your body temperature go up a little bit? You feel a little bit of a euphoric state? Maybe a little tingly? Lightheaded? Anybody? Okay. It's free buzz. It's natural. You can really open yourself up in a very positive way. So I want you guys to take these couple of skills home. We're not going to have time for the Kumpa, but I want you guys to stay with belly breathing and learn to breathe with the full range of motion. This will immediately release a lot of stress and tension from your whole body and mind. It will give you a charge of energy that fuels every organ and gland, helps you to think clearer. You can do this before reading a book, before taking a test. Your mind will stay more focused. Before I learned this, I think I had a slight ADD because I would read, and I could read like a page or two and then be like, well, what did that even say? I'll have to reread it 2 or 3 times. Maybe some of you can relate to that. You're reading a book or something and your mind's somewhere else. You get done with the page and you're like, what did it even just say? I have to reread it. If you can do some breathing, get your mind to become present. Whatever you read, you'll absorb immediately like a download. Your intelligence will sharpen, your mind will become more focused, you'll be more productive on whatever it is that you're focused on. That sound good? These are great internal skills. You guys are learning internal skills. Breathing is free. Okay? You can do it anywhere, anytime, and it's going to enhance whatever you're doing. If you're playing sports, if you're in a conversation, it's good to do deep breathing while you're listening. Otherwise, your mind is somewhere else. You don't even hear what the person's saying. So these are skills you can integrate. Do we have time for a question? One question? Okay, I just want to open up. Does anybody have a question on something maybe we covered or something that maybe, yes?
Was it in through the nose, out through the mouth, or in through the mouth?
Okay, that's a great question. Now, all animals, yes, I'll repeat the question. So he asked me, is it breathing in and out through the nose, or is it in through the nose, out through the mouth, or how's it supposed to work? So, all animals breathe through the nose. All animals breathe in and out through the nose, unless they're sick or overheated. Sick or overheated. So, the human being, you're supposed to breathe the same way. Your sinuses are meant, there's 7 chambers that help filter the air and change its temperature before it hits your lungs. When you breathe in and out through your nose, it's the healthiest way to breathe. If you're overheated, say you're playing sports, you may exhale hard out of your mouth to release heat. But typically when you're doing these practices, most of it's going to be in and out through your nose. All right, great question. All right, you guys, it was great to be with you all. Thank you.